Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. And I decided to start a new series. Well, I'm kind of redoing stuff here on this channel because I wasn't very active at the end of last year, or like most of last year. So what we're gonna do, I want to get back to bullet journaling, so we're gonna have monthly bullet journal setups. And then I want to get into reading, which is something that I've been trying to do last year as well, but I want to also document it because I know that I have more chances of sticking to it if I'm actually gonna like, you know, film videos for it. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna do monthly like wrap-ups of what I've read, and for some books that I feel like are very popular, I thought that I could also do like a reading vlog. I'm currently reading The Trials of Apollo, by Rick Riordan, the first book, which I started reading like in the summer, but then life happened, you know, so I'm gonna go back to it, recap what I've already read. I have multiple I have a little bit of a footage of what I've read so far, but I'm gonna get back to it, recap, and yeah, and I think like once a month we're gonna have these videos as well. And if I'm gonna feel like it works for me, I might even do like TBR monthly. Like I know that there's like prompts that you can pick for reading, like for reading and stuff, or maybe I'm gonna start some kind of challenge. Let me know what you would like to see. By the way, hi, in case you've never seen me. I don't know if I actually showed my face on this channel. I have a makeup channel where I usually show this part, but for this channel I usually just show my hands. Anyways, hi. So yeah, so that's kind of what's gonna be the plan. And today we're gonna be reading the Nick and Charlie 10th anniversary special edition, like graphic novel, from Alice Oseman. Well, actually this isn't a graphic novel because I kind of searched through it and it looks like it's normal, like novel or some sorts, but there's also some little doodles from Alice. I'm very happy to get into know this, because if I remember that correctly, so last year I read the 5 volumes, is it 5 or 6, like the Heartstopper series, right? And I think that this book is the inspiration for the movie Heartstopper that's coming out. I feel like it's supposed to be this, and then maybe like some of the, well, I actually don't know, because we didn't really get a lot from the like volume 4 and 5, right, in the series. I don't actually fully remember what was in the TV series because it wasn't a while ago, but I feel like there's some stuff missing from what I remember. And I think I read somewhere, or someone told me, or I don't know, that this book is kind of like what's gonna be in the Heartstopper the movie, because this one is about Nick going to college or university, right? So I can't wait to actually read this. It's very short. I think it's like less than 200 pages, and I mean, like, this is how the text looks like, so it's one of those books that I can read in like an hour, and I really want to get into it. So I hope you're gonna enjoy this video. Let me know if you want some kind of changes. This is my first time filming something like this, so let me know if I should change something, and how I should change stuff up, and comment down below if you have some kind of recommendations. I'm not native English speaker, I'm Czech, so some of the books that I'm going to be talking about in my like monthly wrap-ups will be books that I read in Czech, and some of these will be in English. If it's these like more YA, you know, like young adult, easier books, I don't have a problem reading them in English. I don't know if I could read like Dostoevsky or something like that in English. I feel like that would be, I mean, it would teach me a lot. But yeah, so if it's something like that doesn't have too complicated of a vocab, I can definitely read that. I'm currently waiting for my Hated Rivalry and Long Game books from Rachel Reed. It was supposed to be here a couple days ago, but then they keep like postponing the pre-order because I wanted to get them in English, not in Czech. So yeah, that's definitely books that we're gonna be reading together. And now I'm thinking that that's probably gonna be pretty raunchy. Well, we'll figure it out. And I can't wait to read that. So that's kind of for the intro. I know it's really long, but I haven't been here for a really long time, so I just needed to do some kind of maintenance and housekeeping. And also, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you here. I'm trying to grow this channel, and I would really like to hit 1K sometime this year. So please, if you like books or if you like bullet journaling, I would love to see you here. And if you like makeup, I'm gonna link my second channel. So now, Nick and Charlie. I love this. And I just realized that there's like the Odyssey here in the background, which is pretty cool. And there's the I Was Born for This from Alice Oseman. Like that's what Charlie's reading. It's just so cute, and I love this. Okay, I love this. Okay, so let's get into it. And I just look, I love the Heartstopper series. I was reading those every time I would like commute back home from the uni, because it's something that you can read in like an hour and a half, and that's how long it usually takes me to go from my house to, or like from my parents' house right over here. So these were wonderful, and I kind of read them at that time. Okay. Oh, this is really cool that you have like all of the books here that Alice wrote. I definitely want to read Solitaire, because that's about Charlie's sister, right? And I feel like she and I could have a lot of similarities. I also heard a lot of good things about Radio Silence. Yeah, I need to read all of them, but I want to read them in English, and sometimes they're hard to get my hands on, or they're quite expensive. I think I got this secondhand, and I know I got all of the Heartstopper secondhand as well. I usually buy books secondhand because, you know, I know you're not supporting the author, and that's kind of annoying, but also books are expensive, you know? Anyways, so let's get into this book. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be such a mushy person. Ooh. Okay, so there's a quote of from Pride and Prejudice. I've seen the movie. I've never finished the book. Should I finish the book? And like the thing is, I'm literature major. Like I have my bachelor's, and now I'm studying my master's degree to be a teacher in literature. So I feel like it's one of those books that I should have read, and I'm reminded that every single time I'm at the uni, but I didn't like that. I'm so sorry, I didn't like that. I need to get into that one and like actually, you know, finish that. Okay, so this is the day. Okay, so we're starting at the final day for the year 13, which is Nick's year. It's hard for me to like remember all the the school system in Britain is different than here in Czech Republic, so a lot of the times I just don't really know what that means. I don't know how old they are. I don't know what year 13s means, but I guess he's about to go to college, so he's like, I don't know, 17, 18. I'm not sure when you go to college in Britain. I know it's like around 18, 19 here in Czech Republic. Some people go a year earlier if they've been born in a certain time of the year, or if they've just been like really good as a kids, like if they already could read, then they go to school a little bit earlier, but not more than a year. So I'm not completely sure how that works, but I think they're already like 17 or 18, right? Oh, they've already been dating for 2 years. Oh, and they have like a theme for their like final day of school. We don't do that. Like you just kind of, Yeah, we have a thing where like you get the like last ringing. So your last day at school, in your like final year in high school, you just kind of say goodbye to all of your teachers, and there's like the bell ringing for the last time, and then the next time you see everyone is for the state exams, and then obviously you either succeed or not, and then that's kind of it, and then you have the ceremony and getting your like diploma. Yeah, we don't have any theme. We don't do that. But anyways, their theme is High School Musical, which is wonderful. They've been playing the soundtrack on the classroom computer, so whenever you are in the school and you can hear a High School Musical song playing from somewhere, but you're never quite sure where. Oh, there was a flash mob. Okay, this sounds really fun. Is that like something you actually do? Because that would be really fun. I would love to, like, obviously I'm a teacher, so I would only see it from teacher's perspective, but I would still find it really funny. I'm one of those teachers that just kind of like has fun, and like I'm not really strict unless it's something that like if you do something that's genuinely horrible, obviously I'm gonna do something about it. But if it's just like kind of talking out of turn, or doing something silly, I usually just laugh at it. I'm really bad at keeping poker face, so I laugh most of the time with my students. They have all turned up to school either in a red basketball outfit or a cheerleader outfit. Disappointingly, Nick went for basketballer. This feels a little bit more mature. Like, I don't think Charlie would be like this in the Heartstopper. In fact, they were still kind of kids and kind of figuring out who they are. So this already, like, just this little note already feels like they're a little bit more mature. Okay, so Charlie's the head boy, and I really like this note here. Keep the teachers on your side and the students on your side. Don't make enemies or too many friends. Yeah, I feel like if you want to be popular in school, that's exactly what you should do. Like, kind of stay in the middle and never really disappoint anyone, but also like don't give them too much of expectations. I love Alat. Like, he's so... Is it Alat or Alat? I'm not completely sure how I'm supposed to pronounce that, but I love him. Like, he's just color coding his math revisions. He's just such a cute little character, and I kind of see myself in him a lot, but I also see a lot of people that I've met. And yeah, I love these type of people. Like, you always feel safe around them. Is there a book just from his perspective? Because I feel like there was one of them, right? But I don't remember which one was it. Was it the Loveless or was it the Solitaire? I feel like one of them was about him. Anyways, let me know, and let me know if I should read that. But I mean, I love everything from this universe, so I just love the fact that everyone is, or almost everyone is queer, and everyone is just amazing. Okay, so he's 17. Got it. And Nick is what, 18? Wait, no. How much older is Nick? I'm not completely sure. Ah, Harry's here. And he's in a cheerleader costume. Okay, that's definitely a 180 from what we know about him from like Heartstopper series. He's an interesting character. Wait, how does that work? Because it's all boys' school, right? So like half of the boys are cheerleaders and half of the boys are basketballers. Okay. Because we don't have, well, it's very rare to find an all boys or all girls school in Czech Republic. I don't even know if we have them, to be honest, but maybe some of those like fancy schools, maybe like private schools, maybe, but I don't really think that that's a thing here. It definitely can be state school because they can be separated by gender. But I'm not completely sure if there's some kind of private school like that. But I just realized that if they're all boys school, that because like automatically just, you know, from how our schools look like, I just kind of assume that there's gonna be like the girls gonna be cheerleaders, guys gonna be basketballers, and maybe someone's gonna wanna like switch it up. Which usually happens, right? But like now it's completely changed the picture that I had in my head. Oh god. How big is this school? Because like it seems like they have a lot of like they have tennis courts and stuff like that. Like that's not how our high schools look like. It's really strange to see the difference. And I feel like they live like in a smaller town, or like it's not large town, right? I feel like now I'm not completely sure. I don't really remember all the background for these books. Oh wait, there are girls in this school because the all girls school burned out or something. Yeah, burned down. Harry puts his hand on his hips and grins up at me. Thoughts? I raise my eyebrows. About the fort or about your thighs? Both, mate. Both are great. I say that pan. Yeah, like Charlie wasn't like this in Heartstopper. Definitely. Yeah, he's maturing. I love that. I kind of want to see like how he's gonna act and what kind of person he's gonna be now, because it's 2 years, right? Like we skipped 2 years. Oh, they're so cute. They're just so cute. I have been going out with Nick Nelson since I was 14. He likes rugby and Formula One, animals, especially dogs, the Marvel Universe, the sound felt tips make on a paper, rain, drawing, or on shoes, Disneyland, and minimalism. He also likes me. Mm. That's so cute. That's just so cute. Who is Meg DeMarco? This is the second time Charlie mentioned it, and now I'm curious. Canadian musician. Do I know anything from him? No, but I'm gonna listen to that. I kind of want to know what Charlie's listening. I feel like he has a good ear for music, so I'm gonna figure out who this person is. We just sort of stand there for a bit, hands touching, and then Nick brings up a hand to adjust my hair slightly. It hits me suddenly that this is the last day that we're going to be at the same school. 6 entire years of being in the same place every weekday are over. The 2 years we've been a couple at school, 2 years of eating lunch together, sitting in form, hiding in music rooms, IT rooms, peak, changing rooms, 2 years of going home together, walking when it's sunny, getting the bus when it's cold, Nick drawing faces in the window condensation, me falling asleep on his shoulder. It's all over. Okay. This, yeah, that must really suck. Like, I never had any kind of relationship, especially at that time, but like never. Yeah, that must be really hard. Like if you spend every single day in school together and then also outside of school, and then all of a sudden he's gonna be somewhere in the uni, like, and I don't even know how far that's gonna be, so maybe they're not gonna see each other all that often, maybe like just once or twice a month. Yeah, that must be really strange. Like I can't fully imagine that because I normally don't hang out with people, and like if I have friends in school, or I had friends in school, I wouldn't really see them after school because I would just need my space, like a me time. And then the people that wouldn't go to school with me, then I wouldn't mind spending like afternoons with them once in a while. But like, so like I can't even imagine being with someone all day at school and then also in the afternoons and on the weekends. Like I don't even understand how, for example, my mom and my sister, they live together and like they see each other every single day outside of like maybe when they're working, but sometimes they even see each other when they're working because sometimes like they visit each other. And it's just like, and they have something to like talk about when they visit each other. And it's just like, how you see each other every day. I see them like every other week, and I still don't have anything to tell them. Like, it's just, I don't know what to do. I mean, I'm very antisocial, so that's a me thing. But I can, try to like imagine me in Charlie's shoes, and that would probably really, really suck, especially at that age. You're still like, your friends and or romantic interests probably mean like the most to you, and it's like the whole world around revolves around that. Yeah, normally we talk about this stuff that we get sad about or annoyed about or angry about, but Nick's really excited about uni, so I don't want to start complaining or make him feel bad. Is that gonna be the problem of this book? Like, because I feel like that's what the movie is supposed to be about, right? I feel like I've heard about this. I'm the one getting left behind, which is kind of crap, really. Yeah. Is this gonna be the conflict? Because I don't want them to like fight or anything. I really don't want them to fight. When we first started going out, we didn't tell people for a while. We didn't really know how people would react to us, so it was safer to just be low-key. There hadn't been an openly gay couple in our school, well, ever, as far as we knew, and we've been bullied a lot when I was outed. And I've been bullied a lot when I was outed, so we didn't hold hands, we didn't flirt when other people were around. Sometimes I even felt kind of awkward just talking to him in school, just in case someone fell down and started bullying me again, or worse, starting bullying Nick too. Nowadays we don't have to be scared here. I hold his hand whenever I want. Oh, yeah, like, I feel like it's different for me because, and if you don't know that, I'm bisexual. I feel like you get completely different reception. Like, there's a completely different reception if you're a girl versus if you're a guy. I'm just reading the part about like the last the final like bell ring, and and Harry just like bawling out and hugging everyone and scaring like the young children. Yeah, Nick's feeling it too, like the fact that he's not gonna see Charlie every single day and he's not gonna be able to hang out with him as much. I guess there are a few things I'm a bit nervous about. Coming out as bisexual again is probably the main one. I mean, I have to come out to someone every other day anyway, but new uni friends means a new load of people who are probably going to assume I'm straight. Leaving home's gonna be scary too. I'm a bit worried about my mom being by herself all the time. And again, there's leaving Charlie behind. Yeah, like there's a lot of things when you're transitioning from high school to uni. Some of them you don't even think about. Some of them you think about too much, and they're actually not that much of a problem. Like, I was really scared I'm not gonna have any friends at the uni, and then I got to uni and I realized I'm actually like, I'm fine on my own, and I don't actually want to socialize too much with people, just because the studying is so draining for me. And I was also like working from the start on like a part-time job, so that's already way too many people and too much of things to like keep track of, and just too much, so I wouldn't really socialize. Now I'm kind of, because I'm almost done with my master's degree, I have one more year, and now I'm kind of annoyed by that I didn't make more friends, or the friends that I made during the bachelor's degree are not continuing for the master's, because yeah, sometimes it's nice to just like talk to people. I definitely had more people to talk to back at the bachelor's degree. Now I just know a couple of people, but like, you just know their name and you know that they go to some classes with you, but that's about the extent of it. And it would be nice sometimes to just like sit down with people, or just tell them how you're feeling. Yeah, and I've been in this like roller coaster for the past 2 years, and now it's really hard to, at least for me, it's really hard to find friends and to open up to people. But I like the fact that, or like is not the right word, but Nick is really worried about the bisexual part, which is something that I never even thought about. Like, I knew that I'm bisexual from, I don't know how old I could have been, maybe 12. Like, I was fairly sure that that's me. And then I just kept, like, assuring myself that that's me. But I never thought that that's gonna be a problem. Because, well, I'm not overly, like, social. And also, I never really looked for a relationship. So maybe that was the reason why I didn't care. Because how would anyone know anyways? Unless I would actually tell them. But yeah, it can be really scary when you're queer. I'm usually more scared around like older people, like for example, at work when somebody makes a comment that's like assuming I'm straight, and then it's just kind of like you wanna correct them because you don't want to be listening to people every day just assuming that you're gonna like find a boyfriend and have a family or stuff like that. But also you don't want them to know because you don't want any nasty comments to be told to you. And like, I don't know, maybe they would be cool about it, but you don't know that, and you don't always want to find out. So I'm not afraid about people my age or like around my age to know that I'm bisexual. It's actually like completely fine, and it's like I never worry. Like, the worst thing is gonna be that they're gonna disagree with me, but that's fine. I'm more worried when it's like older people, because sometimes they can get really nasty about stuff like that. So yeah, I understand his worries though. It's one thing that is really cool about uni is that you really learn who you are, and you get to experience, like, you get to find out who you really are and what you actually care about, because you don't have that like safety net of like parents being right behind your back, or at least for most people. Obviously, if you go to uni in your own town, you're probably gonna stay with your parents, and then you don't really have that experience. But for most people, they do have to kind of like move around for uni or live somewhere like at the dorms or something. And that really teaches you a lot, not just like how to take care of yourself and, how to cook and all that kind of stuff, but also just like how to be on your own and how to go through situations that normally you might just, I don't know, call your parents immediately or have your parents kind of sort that out. And you stop relying on your parents as much. For me, like nowadays, I don't even, like, even the stuff that I should probably rely on my parents for, I just kind of deal with them on my own, because you just get used to that, the same way you get really used to being with your parents and having them do everything for you. You can get really easily used to just being on your own and taking care of yourself. But it's really nice, especially for the first like 2 years. I was so relieved because you can just like, you can really be yourself. I was at the dorms even in high school, because the high school that I chose for myself was like hour and a half away from my parents' house. So I would spend there like Monday to Friday, and then on the weekends I would be home. So I was kind of used to being on my own and like taking care of myself, but still a lot of the things would be a lot of things would have to be dealt with by my parents. But then going to uni, that was really like, the first 2 years were really cool. And also, like, you can go every single place you want. You're adult, right? You can drink, which I didn't really do. But also just the fact that you can get home at any point you want. You don't have any like curfew. That was fun. Like, just, and even if I'm not actually doing anything or going anywhere, just the fact that I can, read until 2 in the morning and no one's telling me like you should really turn the lights off and go to sleep. It's nice. It's really nice. Anyways, I just kind of got lost. Things me and Charlie do together at our houses include play video games, watch TV and films, watch YouTube videos, homework, curse work, revision, nap, make out, have sex, sit in the same room on different laptops in silence, play board games, make food, make drinks, get drunk, plan trips to concerts, plan holidays, build pillow forts, have sex in a pillow fort. Okay. Okay. I don't think that's boring. Like Charlie describes this, Nick describes this as boring, but I don't think that's boring. Like I think that really means that you're comfortable around each other, because I really, at least that's something that I would look for in a relationship, is someone who I can be alone with together. You know, like I can just be myself and do the things that I like to do while having that person around, but you don't necessarily have to always just like talk or do everything together. Like just the fact that they're like in each other's proximity, I find that's really, really sweet. Oh, and we get another. I love when I see them actually together. Like it's just, I love the style of drawing that Alice is known for. It's just really sweet. By the way, Nick is mentioning like Charlie's anorexia, and that part of Heartstopper was like, I'm so glad that it was just a graphic novel, because if that was written as a book, you know, and I could like read Charlie's like inside monologue and his thoughts, I feel like I would not make it through that book. Like it, just like imagining what he's going through, that made me extremely sad and like extremely hurt for him. So if that was actually written as a book, I don't know if I would actually go through, if I would actually be able to finish it, because like yeah, that's just such a heavy subject, and especially since I am imagining them as kids. I know they're like 16, 17, but I am imagining them kind of as little kids, because that's how you see someone who's younger than you, especially by that margin. Like they're almost like 10 years younger than me. And yeah, like imagining a kid in that situation, that's just horrible. Like that's not something you should be going through. Like I don't think anyone should be going through this, but especially kids, like that's just so much to deal with. And yeah, so I just remembered like reading that part of Heartstopper and being literally like ready to just faint and, I don't know, have a mental breakdown or something. Okay, so Nick's gonna be 200 miles away at the uni. That's a lot. That's definitely a lot. Yeah. Yeah, how many hours that is for like driving? That probably takes quite a long time, right? I can get the train back every few weeks. Yeah, so they're not gonna see each other very often, maybe like twice a month if they can. Basically, I hate hearing Nick talk about university. I'm a horrible person. He's ridiculously excited about going to uni, and he should be. I'm glad he is. But lately, he's been talking about it all of the time. And every single time he mentions it, it just reminds me that we're approaching the end of this. That come September, I'm getting left behind. Basically, I'm scared. People keep messaging me on Tumblr about it too. Yeah, okay, so now it makes sense, because Nick was really excited talking about uni, and then Charlie started being a little bit more like Nick perceives that as Charlie being bored, but Charlie's actually really annoyed about that. Oh, and he reads a lot of stuff from Tumblr. Yeah, I don't think you should be sharing that on social media, like those type of relationship issues. Like I don't know. I feel like that's something that, especially when you're a teenager, you shouldn't really be sharing online, because you get a lot of different people. Like the comments that you have here. Isn't it weird you've been dating together so long though? Like 14 is so young to get into a relationship. You shouldn't feel like you have to stay in your first relationship forever. I used to think that way. I wouldn't say that to somebody, but I used to think that way because obviously I've never been in a relationship, and I would think that meeting someone when you're still like really young doesn't necessarily mean you should stay together. Or the thing is, you change so much from like 14 to 16 to 18 to 20 to 25. Like me 2 years ago or me 4 years ago is a completely different person. And I feel like that's for most people. So the chances of you two growing in the same pace and in the same direction is very minimal. Like, I mean, even people who meet each other as full-grown adults do grow apart eventually because they change throughout their lives. So just logically, it doesn't make sense to me, but also saying that to someone is really shitty thing to do, especially if you don't know these people and if you've never met them. So yeah, these are just such a weird comments to write to anyone, especially if you don't know them. Like, okay, if you're best friends with that person and just want to give them like a genuine advice or like actually tell them how you see that in a nice way, maybe. I don't actually know. I've never been in a situation where I had to talk about this with anyone. And also to say someone that like long distance never works before they approached the stage of long distance is just why would you do that? It's just, everyone should go into uni single. University years are your sexiest years. Gonna bang as many people as you can. Those are such a weird comments, and I understand that and again, Charlie being Charlie and having the mental issues he has, I don't think, like, it's not that I don't think he should be on Tumblr, but he definitely shouldn't share stuff like this on Tumblr, because that's just immediately something that could make him spiral. And I feel like that should be something he should talk to therapist about. I don't know if he still goes to therapy, because I know that he did go to therapy when his like anorexia was really bad. Yeah, I don't think, and he definitely should be speaking about this or talking about this with Nick and like discussing that and genuinely like, expressing his worries. Yeah, but I understand that he doesn't want to be a bother to Nick, and that's the overarching theme. Like, he's always felt like he's being a bother to other people, so that's a personality trait of his. But yeah, it's just, and also like there's so many things that's happening right now, because like Nick, obviously his head is just full of uni, and Charlie starts to like seep into the despair of this whole thing. And I don't think either of them really senses the other person's struggles, or like there's not a lot of empathy happening because they're both so into their heads right now. At least like that's how it feels to me at the moment of reading. And I mean, we're like third way through this book. Yeah, like just Charlie's really not taking it well that Nick is like preparing for the uni and like getting excited about like buying IKEA furniture. Yeah, I wonder, because it seems like this has been bothering Charlie for a while, and from what I'm understanding, he hasn't talked about this with Tao or Aled. He just is mentioning it now. Yeah, like I understand he doesn't want to be a bother, and I know that I also don't tell my friends when I'm going through something, and I should have. But yeah, I'm getting pissed off because also I know I do these things and I know I shouldn't, and that's, I guess, what's like really bothering me. It's also really not a good idea from Charlie to just, when he's feeling insecure, to go to Tumblr and see what people have commented. But I feel like that's something that a lot of us do, which just makes everything worse. So also some kind of like social media, like the negatives of social media, and how it can really like mess up with your head. I love the relationship between Tori and Nick. Like I feel like you can really see how important Nick is to Charlie just by how Tori treats him, because she's very in tune with Charlie and like what he needs. At least that's how that's how I perceive her. And yeah, just the fact that she's immediately cool with Charlie, with Nick, even like in the Heartstopper series. Yeah, like that's really fun. But yeah, there's like a little bit of a rift happening while they're at the party, like the end of school party or something. I'm not completely sure how you're supposed to call that. Yeah, and obviously Nick knows that Charlie's going through something and doesn't want to talk about it. I hope Charlie isn't trying to like get himself drunk, but it seems like he does, and that sounds very reckless because I feel like he's gonna do something that he doesn't want to do. And since we're like halfway through the book, almost, well, not halfway, but you know, like 40%, and I feel like that's where the conflict is gonna happen, and I'm like really scared there's gonna be a huge fight. And I don't know if I'm really prepared for that emotionally, you know. I'm aware that I'm combating my feelings about Nick going to university by A, refusing to talk about it, and B, flirting with him so hard it's actually embarrassing. But honestly, I'm this close to punching the next person who even uses the word university in a sentence. I have not punched anyone yet in my life, but it's never too late to start. Oh, and C, I'm getting drunk. Very drunk. Yeah, but at least he understands what he's doing and he is aware of the situation he's getting into. But still, like, this is a terrible combination. Alcohol and feeling not good is never a good combination. Oh, and the fact that people keep mentioning to him, you're Nick and Charlie, everything's gonna be fine, while he feels like it's not going to be fine, that doesn't help. And it's one of those things, like, you sometimes say stuff to people just to like support them, but it actually feels really flat, like you're gonna be okay, or everything's gonna be fine. And I know I say that a lot to people, and I realize how completely pathetic and also untrue that is, because you don't know that, and it can make you really annoyed if you're in a situation where you know it's probably not gonna get better, or not for a while, and people just tell you, no, it's gonna be okay, you just have to, like, you know, survive it or something. But also, I don't really know how you're supposed to talk to people, because I'm very awkward and I don't know how to talk to people in general. So what do you say in situations like that? Like, I'm here for you. I feel like that would be the best way. But I actually don't know how you're supposed to react. I need to read more, like, books about that. Okay, so Nick understands how Charlie's feeling, because it says here, I don't think I've ever been so excited for something or so ready, and everyone else going to uni seems to agree. It started with freedom, doing things because we choose to do them, and finally being treated as adults. But I get that, like, Charlie might not want to talk about it all the time. I mean, he's still got a year of school left. Yeah, and Nick's noticing then that Charlie's avoiding him, so he's confused. It's midnight and I'm in the basement where almost everyone's come to dance, hoping that the blast of dubstep, some crappy remix of a Daft Punk song, will drown out the buzzing in my head, in my brain. But it doesn't. I can't stop thinking I'm a piece of shit, but I'm the worst boyfriend in the entire universe. I lean against the wall, but just end up sliding down it. So I'm sitting in the floor. So I'm sitting on the floor, all the dancers blurring in front of me under Harry's flashlight. Flashing fairy lights. Why am I being so weird and angry? Why am I like this? Yeah, Charlie says that a lot. Why am I like this? Or why are we like this? What happened to Elle and Tao? Because I love them too. Like, I just love them. They broke up. No. No, 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 no. No. They just decided that they're breaking up at the end of summer. Yeah, Tao was just like, yeah, we're gonna keep going out until Elle leaves, but we think long distance will be too hard. What? They're so perfect together. Why would anyone just end a relationship because it's got to go long distance for a bit? Yeah, I completely understand Charlie's confusion, because I'm confused. Nick and I aren't going to do that. Nick thinks long distance will be fine. He doesn't want to break up with me, does he? Does he want to break up with me? Okay, yeah, so he's panicking. He's like fully panicking. And Nick is coming to them and he's noticing that Charlie's been crying. You're fucking off to university where you'll meet loads of new people and it's me who's getting left behind. We keep being like, oh, everything's gonna be fine. We'll FaceTime loads, blah, blah, blah. But it's not going to be alright, right? It's not going to be alright. It's going to be crap for me. I'm going to be stuck in this shitty town all by myself. But here you are talking about it like it's the fucking best thing ever. And you know what? It makes me feel like shit. It's like you're looking forward to getting rid of me. Like you can't wait to finally get out of here and get away from me. Yeah, like I understand that Charlie feels alone and like he feels like he can't really deal with this, but also I understand that Nick's confused and probably just like really annoyed and doesn't know how to solve this. Okay, so they both kind of feel like shit and they're going through the like breakup phase and like trying to like figure out what's happening. And I think they both think that the other person broke up with them. And Charlie's saying, I know I should text him, but if I ask whether he really does want to break up and he says yes, I don't know what I'll do. What's the point of life without Nick? Wow, I'm so embarrassing. Yeah, like they're really going through it and Nick is kind of like, you know, I guess kind of depressed, like he doesn't really want to do anything and he's trying to like figure it out, and then he's talking to his mom and kind of telling her that they still haven't like figured things out. But Nick's thinking, but I don't think I'll be okay ever. I don't think I'll ever be okay ever again. Yeah, like he's really going through it. I like the part with Aled. He's like talking to Charlie and he's trying to explain to him that like they couldn't have broken up because they're Nick and Charlie and that they're soulmates. And Charlie's saying, if we were, we wouldn't have broken up. He wouldn't have broken up with me. And Alan's saying, is that actually what happened? I frowned. Well, no, not exactly. But he didn't say, I don't want to break up. And Alan's saying, if he thought you were trying to break up with him, he's not going to start protesting against it. If he thought that you didn't love him anymore, he wouldn't make it difficult for you. He'd just be heartbroken. Well, he's an idiot then. And Alan laughs and says, exactly, 2 idiots in love, couple goals. Okay, so Charlie's starting to like think about how to talk to Nick, and he's with Tori now. I need to talk to Nick like soon. She throws her hands into the air. Jesus Christ, finally, revelation of the century. Oh, and she found the Nick's camera inside of the like sofa. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, so Charlie's gonna like print all the photos. I don't know how you call it when you print the photos. Like there's a word for it, but I just don't know how it's called. It was somewhere here. Develop. He's gonna develop the photos. And Tao and Elle are back together. Oh, that's so great. Yeah, they were just really scared to like do long distance, but they're actually back together. And Charlie now knows that like he probably didn't broke up with Nick because he seemed really upset about it, and you know. Oh, that's so extremely cute. Oh, look at them. That's so sweet. There are so many of just me. Nick just took a ton of photos of me. I think he just took them because he wanted to remember what this was like, what our life is like now. It sounds boring, but it's so wonderful. It is. I feel myself tear up just looking at our life together. I love this. I love us. I love our weird, boring life. That is so cute. I don't want to cry, but like... I love the fact that Nick is talking to his friend Sai, I think that's his name, and he's going to study English literature at uni. And what he says about this English lit is utterly useless in the real world. Nicholas, utterly useless. Trust me, Shastra and John Donne aren't going to help you with this. I don't even know who they are, Nick says. Exactly. Yeah. I found myself here. And then Nick calls what he has with Charlie basic teenage relationships, and Sai says, have you seen yourself? You hang out around each other every single day and somehow haven't wanted to kill each other. You started sleeping around each other's houses regularly on school nights. You can communicate by just looking at each other. Trust me, I've played board games with you too. A basic teenage relationship is daring to hold hands outside the school gate and going on cinema and Nando's dates on Saturday afternoons. Just because you're not going on fucking amazing dates every weekend doesn't mean you're boring, and definitely doesn't mean you need to break up. Yeah, exactly. Like, they're so right for each other. And they got the message from Charlie, and it's gonna be the pictures. Oh, Charlie just sending him the pictures like one by one. And Doris helping Charlie to sort this out. I love the fact that Charlie is asking, who are you? And she says, a born-again woman, willing to put aside my apathy for the sake of romance. Jesus, I gave myself indigestion saying that out loud. I just love Tori. She's amazing. Oh, wait. Nick didn't see the, like, photos. It's just blank texts from him. Oh, and now we got the post. Oh. Okay. This. Oh my god, and the face that he's making. Okay. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm not gonna cry. I look up and watch as Nick walks through the tennis court gate. Having not seen him for over 2 weeks, just the sight of him makes me want to run up to him and kiss him and hold him and not let him go for at least 20 minutes. God, everything about him is so perfect. Oh God. We sit in silence for a minute, and then he says, his voice so quiet, and I only catch it over the buzz of the crowd behind us. And I only just catch it over the buzz of the crowd behind us. I don't want to break up with you. And others saying sorry for everything. He tilts his head up again and kisses me, and I haven't felt like this happy for weeks, months, maybe ever. And something is different too, something I can't quite place. He brings a hand up to my cheek, and I don't think things have gone back to normal. Instead, we've entered an entirely new era, one where we are better, stronger together. This is gonna ruin me, I swear to God. One thing that I really want to point out is I love how Alice writes sex scenes, because I don't like reading sex scenes, so the fact that it's just about the feelings that they feel, and then you immediately skip through the act and it's like post that is just incredible for me, because I would have skipped the paragraphs anyways. So I just love the fact that it's not included there. I don't mind when it's just like how the people are feeling and like what's going through their head, but if it's just sexual and if it's just like what they're seeing, I'm not really into that, and I don't want to read that. So I'm really glad that that's not included in this book. I'm sorry, but like, this is just so incredible. Wait, that's it? We don't have anything else? Just, you know, they had sex and they slept together and they were having a great conversation and they realized that they're both weird but they love each other, and that's it. I love this. So Nick Nelson's likes rugby, dogs, baking. Dislikes horror movies, bugs, bullies. And then Charlie's likes music, Nick's hoodies, naps. Dislikes no Wi-Fi, being cold, bad mental health days. Ooh, read on for exclusive bonus material. Okay. Wait. There's something wrong with my camera, but that's okay. Oh, we have, I know, those are the texts from when they started uni. Nicholas, it's literally your first day of university. I saw you yesterday, and I'm just being honest. Bury my heart and soul and stuff. Oh. You're going to make lots of new cool friends and you can tell them all about me. I will be the mysterious sexy boyfriend of Nick Nelson, spoken of with reverence like a myth passed down generations. Then when I come visit you, you can introduce me to all of them and they will all be like, wow, Charlie Spring, we've heard so much about you. You're so sexy and mysterious. It's been one of my semi-regular daydreams. Okay, I don't like Miles at all. Like, what do you mean he tried to, like, force himself on Nick? But I like the Lawrence guy. Like, he seems really nice. Okay, but we really don't like Miles. He's not welcome to this club. Okay, so we know what Nick's first week at the uni was. And, wow, okay, so I loved this. Like, it was... Technically, like, it's really strange because there was just, like, a little bit of a conflict of the fact that they both didn't really communicate well on their worries. But I like how Alice writes. It's very quick-paced. It's very... Like, you get a lot about the two main characters. Like, you know what they're thinking, you know who they are, how they're feeling. And she really doesn't spend any time, like, describing what the background is like and like where we are and like what they're seeing. It's very fast-paced. It's very easy to read. I think that's why a lot of people also like it, and I like it too because sometimes I just don't have the mental capacity to read like 500-page long novel that pretty much has the same story, just 5 times longer. And I like how mature they are at the end, like how they kind of communicate their feelings, and even the fact that Nick like immediately told Charlie like something happened like about the Miles and the kiss. Yeah, I really like this. It felt a lot more mature than Heartstopper, both with the themes and with the way they communicate. Charlie feels a lot more sure with himself, and Nick feels like okay being part of the queer bubble. Like, he's not as scared. Like, yes, it took him a little bit longer to come out to his uni friends, but also he did that very nonchalantly. Like, he didn't make it into a big deal and he wasn't very nervous about it. It was just like trying to find the right time. So I feel like he's also growing into himself and getting a little bit more, I don't know, it just feels mature, and I love that now I know what's been happening with them. I wouldn't mind getting another book of them, just like how it's been like, maybe like when Nick visits from the uni, or I don't know, them spending like holidays together or something. Like, I would love to get more of this, obviously, but I also really want to read the other books from Alice. I feel like it would be really fun, and yeah, I'm just really enjoying her writing style. It's something that's like easy for a cozy afternoon. I mean, I literally read this in like hour and 20 minutes, I believe, and yeah, it's wonderful. I'm so glad that I have this, and I really needed this today because I've been kind of sick for the past week and a bit, so this just really helped me feel good again, and now I can just go to sleep and be very happy. So let me know what you thought about this video. If you would want me to like incorporate something else into these reading vlogs, like if you have some kind of ideas that I should talk about or mention, there's definitely gonna be the Trials of Apollo, the first book, at some point. Like, I'm halfway done with that book, but also I need to reread the first half because I haven't seen that book for a while. And then once I get the Heated Rivalry and Long Game, I'm definitely gonna film videos about that. I feel like those are gonna be kind of quicker books to read. At least I anticipate that. And then I don't know, I have one of the from Rick Riordan. I have the Wrath of a Goddess, or Triple Goddess, how is it called? Something like that. I have that here. I have the Song of Achilles that I haven't read yet from Madeline Miller. Is that how it's called? Is that the name? I haven't read the Red, White, and Royal Blue, and I have that book here. So that's also another book that we could read together. And yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions for me from like books that you would like me to talk about. But that's going to be everything for today. I hope you had a wonderful day. I'll be very, very happy to see you in some kind of video. I'm gonna try to post like every week, but also this video and my bullet journal setup for the year and also for February is probably coming up tomorrow, or like in a couple days, tomorrow or the next day. But then I'm gonna try to have like 3 to 4 videos a month if I can. I'm really gonna work hard on that because I would like to grow this channel and have that as something that I also can talk about. So that's gonna be everything for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you with the next video. Bye guys!